The episode begins with an intense atmosphere as Subaru and the others are returning after defeating the white whale. Suddenly they are ambushed, and everything shifts quickly. Rem is attacked, and Subaru is shocked when she suddenly says, "Who is Rem?" As if she doesn't know her own name. This hits Subaru hard. The scene cuts to Ram and others discussing the attack and how they were caught off guard. The enemy is part of the witch cult, and their abilities are strange and dangerous. One of them explains they are angry because their pet was killed, and they've come for revenge. The attacker has the power to consume names and memories, making people forget their existence. Subaru tries to protect Rem, but she falls unconscious. He cries, tries to shake her awake, asking if she's okay, but there's no response. Emilia appears, confused, saying she doesn't know who Rem is either. This breaks Subaru even more. The group gathers, wounded and shaken, trying to understand what just happened. They realize the power of this new enemy is far beyond what they've faced. A strange woman with long hair and creepy vibes appears, mumbling about the witch cult. Subaru feels helpless but declares he'll protect everyone. He's warned that once your name and memory are taken, you're just an empty shell. Even Ram starts acting differently, showing signs of memory loss. The episode ends with Subaru crying, emotionally broken, yet determined to fight back and bring Rem and everyone else back to normal. The next episode begins when Subaru is returning after the battle with the white whale, but things quickly take a dark turn. Rem is unconscious, and when Subaru tries to help, he's stunned to realize everyone has forgotten her. Emilia even asks, "Who is Rem?" Subaru is heartbroken, and confusion sets in. He learns that a witch cult member may have consumed Rem's name and memories. Emilia tries to comfort him, but she too is unsure of what's happening. Subaru decides to head to the mansion, hoping for answers. There he meets Frederica, who initially startles him but reveals she used to work at the mansion and has returned at Roswell's request. Subaru questions her about Sanctuary, but even she doesn't know much. Beatrice appears next and gets annoyed at Subaru's questioning. When he shows her the witch cult's gospel, she becomes tense and upset, refusing to say more. Subaru then heads towards Sanctuary with Emilia and Ram. Before leaving, Frederica warns him about Garfield. During the journey, Emilia becomes anxious and strange things begin happening. They arrive at Sanctuary, and a mysterious girl with pink hair appears briefly before running off. Subaru follows her, ending up in a strange dimension where he hears a voice. He's pulled into another place and finally meets Echidna, the Witch of Greed, who greets him politely. The episode ends here. The episode slowly connects the dots between past events and new mysteries, showing Subaru's struggles and hints at a much deeper conflict tied to Sanctuary, the witches, and Subaru's fate. The next episode begins with Subaru waking up in a mysterious dreamlike field, where he meets a woman named Echidna, the Witch of Greed. She invites him for tea, and though it looks normal, Subaru instantly senses something is wrong. He drinks it anyway, only to learn it's made from Echidna's bodily fluids. Still, the tone isn't threatening. Echidna speaks calmly and curiously, as if analyzing Subaru. She smiles as she discusses the other witches like Satella, Minerva, Typhon, and others, each one having affected the world in different ways. She offers Subaru a chance to ask her anything, claiming that talking with her is a rare privilege no one else gets. Subaru is confused but intrigued, wondering what she wants from him. Echidna says she simply wants to communicate and understand, and if Subaru chooses, he can leave any time. As their talk deepens, Subaru is pulled into a strange vision where he sees something terrifying and unknown. Just as quickly, he snaps back to Echidna's world, clearly shaken. She tells him she used her witch factor to connect their minds, but there's no danger. She asks Subaru to keep their meeting a secret, and before sending him back, she offers him access to the Sanctuary trials. Subaru wakes up with Emilia and the others, now ready to enter the Sanctuary. Inside, they find Roswell injured and the villagers trapped. Emilia tries the trial and faints. Subaru takes her place, and the episode ends with him suddenly back in his old life, forced to face his painful past. The episode begins with a lighter tone as Subaru wakes up in his own house, joking around with his parents. His mother calls them for breakfast, and everything seems peaceful. like a happy family. But Subaru starts feeling uneasy, as if something is off. Later, while doing homework, his father comes in and casually asks if he likes a girl. They decide to spend some father-son time and go out together. On the way, his dad chats about school and life, and Subaru starts to feel that discomfort. Again, at one point they meet a neighbor, and Subaru feels overwhelmed and leaves. He runs into a girl from school who's concerned about his condition. His hand hurts, and she offers to help, but he refuses to go home. Again, the girl asks if he likes someone, which Subaru avoids. His dad keeps pressing the topic, and Subaru snaps, asking why they care so much. His dad calmly says it's okay to be weak and admits there are things he can't control. Subaru remembers the pain of not being able to keep up in life, how he used to think he was special but eventually gave up. He skipped school, fell behind, and became isolated. But then he hears Rem's voice. He remembers that someone loved him for who he is. Encouraged, he puts on his uniform, says goodbye to his mom, and heads out for school. It ends with his mother reminding him to stay strong and Subaru smiling, finally ready to move forward. This episode begins with Subaru in a strange classroom, where Echidna tells him he looks good and he thanks her, realizing maybe all of this wasn't a waste. She challenges him to face his past, and slowly, Subaru begins to recall what happened, and how he forgot everything about her. Echidna admits it was easy to tamper with his memories because he trusted her, but she praises his effort and how he's grown. She tries to test him more, trying to see if he still doubts his parents' love or his worth, but Subaru stands firm, claiming he no longer falls for that. She ends the trial and asks how he'll answer similar questions next year. Outside, Subaru meets Amelia, who's shaken and scared. She's struggling with her own trial, and while Subaru comforts her, he also hears from others about the potential dangers of trying to leave without completing the trial. They discuss a plan to carry unconscious people out, but it's risky. If the soul doesn't leave with the body, the person could die. Later, Garfield acts suspicious, and tensions rise between him and Subaru over secrets and past choices. Ram intervenes before things escalate. Subaru is told about Roswell's secret message and what to do if Amelia fails. As the episode ends, Subaru returns to find Rem's body bloodied, and he realizes Elsa is back. With chaos building, the lines between friend and foe blur, and Subaru is left in shock as the scene fades out.